So we're back. Welcome back. I knew you would return eventually. How the hell did I get here? Please look down at your feet. There's a big old 15 there now. This number you see represents the number of power stars you need to access another world. Whether you succeed or fail, just attempting the challenge will show something about your character. Notice how another world was green? If I get those 15 extra stars, then you unlock Luigi as a playable character. But what I really want to show you, while we're here, we're going to hop into this bedroom and listen to Rosie's story. Hey girl, she's reading a bedtime story to her babies.
Let us begin.
Let us begin. They're selling this book now. This book, they actually made a physical book with the colors and everything. I kind of want it. Anyway, Chapter 1, The Celestial Duo. I might get a little teary-eyed reading this, so shut up, don't judge. Our story begins a very, very long time ago with a young girl. One day, this girl spotted a rusted spaceship holding a small star child. What's your name? Are you lost? The girl asked the star child. I'm Luma, and I'm waiting for Mama. She's coming for me on a comet, said the star child, who had been waiting day and night. Big a promise! Don't worry, I'll wait with you, the little girl promised Luma. You're gonna be waiting forever. At nightfall, the little girl borrowed her father's telescope and peered into the sky. She looked and looked, but she saw nothing. Hours turned into days, and then years, but still the sky revealed nothing. Because she forgot to take the lens off the top, the lens cap off. Anyway, finally, the little girl sighed and said to Luma, if we stay here looking much longer, I'll be an old lady soon. But then she had an idea. Why don't we go out there and find your mother ourselves? You made a little spaceship. The girl and Luma fixed up the rusty spaceship, and then the two set sail into the starry sky. And this is how the search for the Celestial Mother began. That's Chapter 1. Chapter 2. Starbits Candy! Days passed with no sight of the comet or even a single planet. Instead, asteroids extended as far as the eye could see. If I had known it was going to take this long, I would have packed more jam, said the little girl, above the rumble of her belly. I gotta eat lunch too, I'm hungry. Before they left, she had packed all the essentials: telescope, butterfly net, stuffed bunny, bread, milk, jam, and apricot-flavored tea. But I forgot to bring water. Well, you're screwed. 3 days later, she died. At this, Luma burst into gales of laughter, and the girl began to pout. As long as I have star bits, I'll be fine, said Luma. You're screwed, though. Can I eat your corpse after you die? Want some? The little girl couldn't stay mad after hearing this. Luma continued to laugh, and the girl couldn't help but join in. We're gonna die! Alright, maybe just a nibble. They shattered her teeth. Because they're rocks. Leaning far out of the ship, the pair began to collect star bits with the girl's net. They almost fell out a few times, which would have been bad, but they kept on collecting. The star bits tasted like honey, did they? I want to try some. Chapter 3, The Comet! It's heading right for us! Oh no! A beam of light peered through the ship's window. Thinking it was the morning sun, the morning sun! You are in space! You are not on a planet! There's nothing revolving or rotating around! Morning sun! Screw you. Anyway, the girl peered through the window, only to find the turquoise blue comet shimmering at her. The girl shook the sleeping Luma awake and shouted excitedly, "We have to get to Comet!" Okay, you're just gonna walk on that? Barefoot? She was already a god. Oh, the pair descended onto the comet and found that it was made of ice. Well, you gonna get some frostbite on your tootsies, girl. They looked high and low, but Luma's mother was nowhere to be found. Probably because she is the comet, if I had to guess. Exhausted, the little girl sat down with a flop, utterly unable to take another step. Look! Peering down at the icy ground where Luma was pointing, the girl suddenly noticed clusters of star bits encased in the ice. Pretty good, huh? Finding star bits is my specialty, said Luma, beaming. There's ice here, but it's so warm. I'll bet there's water here too. Okay. Dry ice? You definitely got iceberg. Frostbite. The two decided to stay on the comet for a while. Riding the turquoise comet, the pair continued their search for Luma's mother. Forever and ever. The dream. One night the girl dreamed about her own mother. Where are you going? She asked her mother's retreating back. Without turning, her mother replied, "Don't fret, dearest. I'm not going anywhere. I'm always watching over you like the sun in the day and the moon in the night. 'Cause I'm dead." A wave of sadness washed over the girl. What about when it rains and I can't see the sun or the moon? Her mother thought for a moment before responding. You smartass. I will turn into a star in the clouds and wait for your tears to dry. Because I ain't drying that shit. That's gross. When she woke, the girl's face was damp with tears. You have star bits in your eyes, said Luma to the girl. Aw, that's so freaking cute. Wiping her face, the girl replied, These are tears, not star bits. They're too salty. I'm crying because I'll never see my mother ever again. At this, Luma began to cry too. Mama, oh mama, whoa! The pair traveled through the starry skies and thought they encountered many other comets, and though they encountered many other comets, not one of them held Luma's mother. Luma was disappointed. Disappointed? Your lifelong mission failed! Now, Luma, the rain clouds won't go away if you keep crying, the girl said, giving Luma a squeeze. You're choking me! I'll give you a present if you stop. The girl closed her eyes and said gently, I'll take care of you. With these words, she felt a small spark in her heart. Motherhood. It's a beautiful thing. It's a purpose. Something we should celebrate more in today's era. Home. Now get to work! Free manual labor, slavery. The kitchen will go here, and the library will go over there, the girl said busily to herself. We'll put the gate here. Where'd you get all the materials? You're stuck on a comet. Ever since the girl took Luma under her care, she'd been bustling about at a feverish pace. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it to make a happy home. Damn right. It turned out that star bits weren't the only thing buried in the ice. There were tools and furniture unlike any they had ever seen, and the girl used them to build a home. How convenient. Where's the corpse of the previous owner underneath that ice? Looking at the complicated house, Luma remarked, Don't you think it's awfully big for just the two of us? With a library, bedroom, kitchen, fountain, and gate, it was certainly spacious, but still something seemed to be missing. If only my father, brother, and mother were here, the girl said wistfully. Indeed, the house was too large for the two small residents. That night, clutching her favorite stuffed bunny close to her heart, the girl fell asleep in the starship. Even though you had a bedroom, I'm sure. Like, thanks! I love that show! Then one day, while the girl sat sipping tea, a tiny apricot-colored planet appeared on the horizon. From the planet, another Luma of the same color emerged. "Do you two know each other?" the girl asked the two Lumas gleefully. Despite the girl's excitement, they seemed uneasy. The two Lumas neither drew closer nor backed away from each other. Instead, they just stared. Then one Luma broke the silence. "Excuse me." "My mama!" At once, the apricot Luma parroted back, "My mama, my mama! My mama, my mama!" "What are you saying, a rosary? Stop it!" The two Lumas began to dance around the girl frantically, and neither showed any sign of stopping. "Ah! It's my own personal hell! My mama, my mama, my mama!" And that's when I grabbed the shotgun. Bang! "I'll send you to your mom." I'm sorry, I'm making this way darker than it's. The girl was so charmed by this adorable scene that she couldn't help but laugh, and that's when something very strange happened. Oh God! Suddenly more Lumas began to pop out from the apricot planet. They were different colors, but they all shouted the same thing. "Mama, mama, mama, my mama, my mama, my mama, mama." They're like the birds from Finding Nemo. Mike. Dude, that would scare the shit out of me. You're telling me you're on a planet. I don't know how long you've been here, but you built a whole house, which takes time, let me tell you. And you're just like hurtling through space all by yourself with this nomad that you adopted. And all of a sudden you come across another planet and it like births a rainbow of thousands of Lumas that are coming at you going, "Mama, mama, mama." That's a nightmare. You get in your ship, you get the hell out of there. The sight of all the shouting Lumas only made the girl laugh harder. What am I going to do with all these children? The Lumas just stared blankly as she doubled over laughing. "I guess we'll have to name each and every one of you Stu, Stu number 2, Stu number 3. Tomorrow, once she had finished naming them all, what, tomorrow, you're gonna name all of them at once? Okay. We'll name this half Marco, this half Polo. She would begin moving all the Lumas into her new house. "Oh, she's gonna need a bigger boat, if you know what I mean, girl. Holy crap. I get it, motherhood's a beautiful thing, but you can't adopt all that." The telescope. Alright. After seeing their 100th comet, a sudden thought popped into the girl's head. I wonder if my home planet is still as blue as it was. That's when she remembered her father's telescope. Peeking to the telescope, a tiny blue dot floated into sight. It was smaller than a star bit. How strange. It's so far away, but it feels so close. I'm going to start crying now. Because I know what happens. She twisted the knob and the telescope, and the blue dot grew until she could make out a grassy hill dotted with flowers. It seemed very familiar to her. Zooming even closer, a terrace on a hill came into view. I used to go stargazing there when I lived on my home planet. She remembered rubbing the sleep out of her eyes as she followed her father up the hill to look at the stars. She remembered how she and her brother would sled down that hill. She remembered having picnics with her mother on that hill on bright and windy days. And I want to go home. I want to go home right now. The girl burst into tears and the Lumas didn't know what to do. I want to go home. I want to go back to my house by the hill. I want to see my mother. The girl was shouting now. Yeah, here we go. It's all good. It's fine. It's a fictional story. You could do this. You're a man. The girl was shouting now, her face wet with tears. Well, we're going to have to cut a lot out of this one. I can't keep it together. But I know she's not there. I knew all along that she wasn't out there in the sky because She's sleeping under the tree on the hill. The girl's cries echoed through the stars, and a hush fell over the area. Are you wondering why I'm getting all teary and the voice is choking and shit? Because I still have both of my parents. I'm still very fortunate to have them both with me. Yeah, no, despite still having both of my parents, man, I'm not looking forward to when they have to go home to the big guy in the sky, but, I have watched my wife go through losing one of her parents, and that was, it's pretty heavy. Let's put it that way. I would relate to this more deeply in the future, I am sure, but as of right now, just living through it through my wife was like... still affects me. Chapter 8, The Wish. Though usually quite cheery, one day the girl became sad again. Luma drew close and tried to comfort her. Mama, you still have me. And don't be sad about your mama, because she's a part of you. That means she's always close by. It's like me. I love Starbits because they remind me of my mama. No, the girl said, unable to stop the tears. A lonely look flickered across Luma's face, but it was soon replaced by a wide grin. I have an idea. I will transform into a comet, a soaring comet that can carry you all on this journey. Oh my god, he exploded! With that, the Luma trailing bands of white soared high into the sky and just as quickly started to plummet back down. He died immediately on impact and exploded into a million giblets. Kaboom! Kablam! The ground shook and a bright light poured out of the crater that the Luma had created. The crater? How dense was he? Holy crap! The bands of light twisted together to form a comet tail. And then Luma emerged reborn as a comet. The girl could scarcely believe her eyes. But how? She kept asking. Our destiny as Lumas is to transform into different things, said a red Luma. Well, you didn't name him? His name's Red. Oh. A red Luma who suddenly appeared. Stars, comets, planets, we can become all these things. When I grow up, I want to become a star that makes someone special smile, said the green Luma. A green Luma. A blue Luma chimed in. That Luma turned into a real cutie of a comet, didn't he? Aww. All the Lumas together said, no more crying, Mama. Thank you, said the girl in a whisper, and she pulled the Lumas close and hugged them. It took several years because there were billions of them. From that day on, star bits no longer fell from the girl's eyes. The comet set forth for the girl's home planet, its long tail blazing proudly behind it. Final chapter. Family. With its many Lumas and telescopes, the comet was quite a sight to behold. The girl and the Lumas were proud to call it home. At a welcoming party for a new Luma, the girl gathered everyone in the kitchen and said in a louder voice than usual, All right, everyone, let's make a cake. A cake sprinkled with star bits. Then it will be a star cake. The Lumas excitedly began to gather the ingredients. As she watched the Lumas scurry about, the girl smiled and thought to herself, this is my family now, and I will stay with them until they're ready to leave the nest. And when they do leave, I'll see them off with a smile. Because that's what makes a mother happiest. That night when the girl lay down to sleep, a soft light enveloped her and reminded her of the blue planet she once called home. But it would be nice to return home once every 100 years to nap in my favorite sleeping nook. If it's still there every century. The comet carrying the Lumas and the girl continues on its journey to this very day. With more family members in tow than can be counted, it's said that the comet visits the girl's home planet once every 100 years, its proud white tail glittering in the sky. The end. And that's the story of Rosalina.
That's all.
My story is finished. Anyway, so yeah, Rosie's immortal apparently. Don't you skip that part of the story. Don't know how, but yes, she's lived for hundreds, possibly thousands of years. And clearly she's lived to see the galaxy die and be reborn multiple times over. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope my moment of emotional exposure will be made fun of, and you can go ahead and break me down psychologically and emotionally and poke fun at me for being a man who's crying on the internet over a children's game. Okay, I love you, bye-bye! Oh, I love doing this shit.